As a content creator, there's never been a better and easier time to create your own digital products and make some money. Let's say, for example, that you wanted to create your own lead magnet or training course. The one thing you're going to need is some fancy little pictures showing exactly what you're selling. These are called mock-ups, and they're a great way of creating amazing looking images of your products. If they're done right, then it can look really professional and help you imagine what your design is going to look like even before it's made. Now, mock-ups can help when you're selling your own digital products such as training courses or ebooks, because often people want to be able to see something and visualize it before they buy it. It makes everything seem more real and tangible, and it convinces them to type in their credit card details. Now, the big content creators out there do this too. Check out Russell here, one of the biggest names in the marketing industry. When he's presenting his bonuses and his offer to you and trying to convince you to buy his products, you can bet that he's putting them on mock-ups to help sway your decision. Product mock-ups are also popular with clothing designers too, as it's a way of creating concepts and getting feedback without the hassle of having to physically make it. And where there's demand, there's also supply, so you don't have to be marketing your own product. Check out these freelancers that are making money by creating product mock-ups for other people. By the end of this video, that could be a nice little side hustle for you too. So I know what you're thinking. What kind of crazy ninja level Photoshop skills do you need to learn in order to create a mock-up? How much do you need to pay a top designer to build them for you? Well, good news. In this really short video, I'm going to show you how anyone can do this really simply with a few clicks of the mouse and some free software. It couldn't get any easier than that. If you're new to my channel, I'm John Davis. I help content creators maximize their impact with tips on tech, strategy, and ways to make money. But enough about me, let's dive right into it and show you how to create a product mock-up in Canva for free. Okay, so I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up these product mock-ups. Now, I'm going to use a free account. I do actually have a paid account and I use it day in, day out, so I would highly recommend that you get a paid account. But if you want to do it for free, you can do it. There's just a little bit more to it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to create a design by clicking on the button in the top right hand corner. Now, these are all the different options that you've got within Canva for different kinds of documents and images and different kind of products that you want to create. Now, if you think about it, most of the time people are creating product mock-ups in either a mobile phone kind of dimensions or maybe a laptop screen dimensions. So we're going to have one that's portrait and one that's landscape, and I'm going to show you how to do both. And then a lot of the time people then merge them together and create almost like several different mock-ups all on one screen. So there's something important that you need to be aware of. I'm going to show you that in a second. So let's just jump straight into it. So I'm going to create a document that's a custom size. I'm going to go with 900 by 1600, which is the dimensions of most mobile phones. Now, this isn't about making things look pretty, it's just showing you how it actually works. So I'm just going to pick one of these templates on the side. I'm going to use this one. Let's change this around and let's just make it something a little bit more fun. So just give me 2 seconds. All I'm going to do is I'm going to click on these kind of headings that are already in there, and I'm just going to add an image, and we're just going to make it look a little bit more visually fun. So on the left hand side, you've got an uploads button. So this is where you just add in your own images. So these are some of the ones that I've used previously. So I'm just going to add this one in of Donald. So we're doing a product mock-up here for Donald's course. Now, one thing you're going to notice is we can't apply the settings that we want just from this. So if you look at it, when I move the mouse, it highlights each individual component of that page. Now, that stops us from being able to apply the effects that we want because it has to look at like a flat image. So there's a really easy way around this. And what we do is we click on download, and we're going to download that as a PNG file, so it's a high quality image. So we've now got our image file. I'm just going to close that, and we're going to re-upload that back to Canva. So like I say, this is basically a breakdown where we can move things around, everything's separate. We're going to add page, so we've got the same dimensions, and we'll just remove that background. And then I'm going to upload that same image. So I'm just going to drag and drop, but you can click on the upload media button if you wish. So as you can see, we've now got that same thing, but I can't click on all the separate components because it's just a flat image. It's almost a photo of what we were creating. So I'm going to drag that so it fills the actual canvas. And what you'll notice is if we now click on this once, you'll see this effects button at the top. We're going to click on that. Now Canva is brilliant, there's loads of really good effects that you can use, and just a little sneak peek, and when I was saying before that you might want a Canva Pro account, that background remover is worth its weight in gold. I pay for Canva for the year for that alone. Now the option that we actually want is this, Smart Mockups, which I believe is a company that Canva have actually purchased, so they used to operate independently. I think, don't test me on my Canva general knowledge. I'm going to click on See All, and you'll see that these various different mockups that we can use in here. So we've got smartphones, we've got some with a background image already on, and then we've also got isolated ones with an empty background. I'm going to show you something you need to know about them in a moment. Then we've got computers, and again, background ones, isolated ones, various cards, greeting cards, frames, posters, canvases, books, clothing. So if you're designing your own book, it's a pretty good option that you can use as well. But for this example, we're going to use a phone. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this smartphone here. Now you can see what that's done. It's took our image and it's basically applied it as almost like it's on the phone itself. Now that is as much as we need to do with that. If you did want to change anything, if you click again on the actual smartphone template that you used, there's sometimes a couple of options that you can do in here. It's more around the positioning. Now because we created a canvas that was 900 by 1600 and that's the usual dimensions of a phone, it looks good. But let's say that you used a canvas that was a slightly different size. You'd click on the settings button and then you could change to fit and custom, and you can move things around left and right. And you can also increase the size and decrease the size. So we'll just reset that back to what it was. So the phone is now done, but it doesn't look quite right just on its own, does it? You might want to add some text to one side or a little bit of information about what it is that they're actually getting. It depends on what the context is that you want to use that product mockup. So what we're going to do is we're going to download it. So I'm just going to click on download, and I'm going to download it as a PNG file. So I'm just going to select the page that we've just created. Again, importantly, do you see this button, transparent background? That little crown there means it's a Canva Pro feature. So the various different things that you get with Canva Pro, it is so worth the upgrade. But we don't have that, so I'm going to show you a way around that in a moment. Let's just download this one. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come out of this and we're going to do exactly the same but for a laptop, and I'm going to show you something a little bit different. Now, you can create a design and choose whatever template works. I'm going to use this presentation one because it looks like it's pretty much the dimensions we need. It's a nice landscape image. And again, give me 1 minute. I'm going to quickly whiz through and just create a little design in here with an image on there that I've already used and some text. So that'll do for what we actually need. Again, don't worry about what I've just done because it's not about how to actually create these things and create text. I can create more tutorials on anything that you want to learn about Canva. You just let me know in the comments. But I'm going to create this into a laptop mockup. So we've got to do the same thing that we did before. We don't have that button to just create an effect. So we need to download it as a flat image. So we're going to press the download button. Download it as a PNG file. We're going to add a new page. So we're going to click on uploads and then we're going to upload from device. Again, if you wanted, you can just drag and drop the image. It's whatever works best for you. So our Gary V image is now uploaded. I'm just going to expand it so it fills that actual canvas. Click on it once. Do you see how the effects button is greyed out? Well, if you look at this bar on the left hand side, it's because the picture was still uploading. Now the picture's uploaded, the effects button's ungrayed, so we can click on that. And again, we're going to click on Smart Mockups and See All. Now for this one, we want a laptop or a computer or something. So I'm going to use that one actually. I quite like that. Desktop 6 there. There you go. So that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Here's a little thing that catches you out sometimes. Now, do you see how it won't let me click and drag and move that around, which is really annoying. What it's done is it's set it as the background image. If I right click, you get this button that says detach image from background. And now we can move it around freely. I don't know why it does that. It's just every now and then Canva decides to have a little kind of play around with me and add something in as a background image, and then it's kind of stuck. So that part's done as well. But what we might want to do is we might want to actually add a little bit more to that screen as well. So let's kind of drag that down here. Let's go and get our photo picture of Donald. So before, we created that mobile phone and we downloaded it at Donald's. So what we're going to do is we're just going to upload it again. because we're in a different size canvas now. So this is the one. And again, I'm going to show you something really important that if you're not a Canva Pro user, something that you could use that's actually quite useful. So this could be, if you're creating like an offer stack and you've got various different things as part of your offer or your bundle, or depending on what you wanted to do, you might want to have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 different mockups. This is where you'd put them all together and show them on one screen. Now, how you do that is entirely up to you. But something I'm going to show you that's a problem is if we just change the background color on here. Let's change it to that horrible purple color. Do you see how we've got this white box? Do you remember when we clicked on download before? And let me just show you on this one. That transparent background. So that is reserved for pro users. Transparent background means that it would only keep the part of the image that's actually complete, and any of the white part it would leave transparent so that you could move things around, you could overlap them. But you can see, because we don't have that option, because we're using a free Canva account, it causes us problems. So one way you can work around that is you can basically just set your background to white, and you can just about get away with it. But if you put things too close, it's going to kind of overlap and you're going to miss that part of the image. The other thing we can do is this. So go to a website called remove.bg. Go back to your exported image that's got the white background on and just drop it onto there. And what they'll do is they'll automatically make it transparent for you. Now, you do have to pay if you want to download a high-res version of this, but if you just want the smaller version, then it's free. So we'll just click on download, and there, we've downloaded a free version. For the purpose that we're using, it's absolutely fine. It's good enough quality. Now, I'm going to delete this because this is the one with a white background, if you remember. And I'm going to upload the one that we've just removed the background from. We'll add that back in. And let's just change that background colour just so I can highlight and show you exactly what I mean. So there, that's all kinds of awful, that purple colour. But do you see what I mean? We've lost that white box. It's a nice kind of isolated cutout now of that image. Let's change that to this grey. So we've got Donald, we've got Gary. And then you can just create your design however you want it then. You can add more mock-ups, you can add some text. So that's pretty much it. So depending on what you actually want to do with them mock-ups, you can add more, you can create whatever design that you actually want. But like I say, use remove.bg if you want to remove the background. It's just a little bit more with downloading and uploading and just a little bit more playing around. I would highly recommend Canva Pro, and 2 of the reasons are because you've got the button to remove backgrounds, and you're also able to download things as a transparent background file, as well as the fact that you can actually resize your images as well. So for me, it's well worth the money, and if you want to learn more about Canva Pro, I'm going to put a video on screen that tells you 12 reasons why you should consider it today. So if you've got any questions whatsoever and you want me to go over anything else to do with creating product mockups or anything else in Canva, drop a comment below and let me know. I'll see you on the next one.